not a journalist. I am the director of the online store for the New York Times, and I've been with the team for the past 10 years. And specifically in my role, I focus on everything that makes us more efficient and effective, from finance to marketing to customer service and just overall operations, and making sure that every day and every quarter runs smoothly. We are really here to support the brand and give our readers a way to engage with that brand, whether through products that have our logos on it or our content that's repurposed into products, and for people to show their affinity for the Times and support our independent journalism. I think it's important to look at the history of the journalism first. While the New York Times has been around since the 1850s, it actually has been online since 1996, with the online store beginning in 1998. And back then, obviously, we were primarily a print business that really provided a newspaper that was a source of all things to all people, whether it was the news or movie listings, theater listings, restaurant guidelines, even so much as classified ads, from employment to apartments. And I'd say about 20 years ago, there definitely was a shift. You saw competitors such as Craigslist pop up and other companies such as that started to disrupt our relationship with our readers, and people could find, the things that they were finding in the print online and in different places. So about 10 years ago, we definitely refocused on switching to being a more digital presence, and really the goal was to have more digital readers than print readers, and that's been going on for a while now. So regaining the trust of our readers and just presenting all things that they'd be looking for online, not just news, and other specific things like cooking and games, and being a multi-informational source, and all the time, sticking with our mission to seek the truth and help people understand the world. Well, we have been on a number of them. I'll tell you that. I won't name them, but we definitely been on a number of them. And we really were looking for a platform that fit our business objectives and that would allow us to grow with them as opposed to them growing ahead of us or behind us. We looked at different options, and we were just about to do a total rebranding as well. So it made sense to switch at that time. And it's really proven to be a great partnership for both of us, and has helped us obtain or achieve our goals, whether through the platform itself or even customization that we've done working with ScandiWeb. I did say we focused more on being branded, but before that we were a shop that sold almost everything. We had 80,000 SKUs. We just sold many different things because people did associate the Times with quality, and they thought if we were selling it, obviously we stood behind what we sold. But we realized that in order to really engage with our readers and fans of the Times and people who wanted to become fans of the Times, we had to refocus our merchandise and marketing to really be more of a brand extension and really represent the brand in a true way, just like the paper does. So the first step was literally changing our entire product selection and really focusing on being brand specific, whether it's a branded t-shirt or even a content-based product. Our biggest selling product is something called the birthday book, and you can buy this book, it has the front page from the day you were born and every front page for every subsequent year thereafter. So there's different options for everybody, but specifically also with the rebranding and the taking on Shopify, we wanted to improve the basic things, conversion and engagement, and just a smoother checkout process and an overall better experience for our customers. Yes, all true. We tried to do many things, and with the rebranding, we definitely redid our design, our layout, photos of our products, descriptions of our products, but also looked at a smoother checkout flow, different shipping options. Before we only had one, so offering our customers multiple options at different price points really helped us a lot. And just looking at what other customized features we could put in there to make the experience better. I think it goes back to the strategy that I referenced earlier 10 years ago. Really, the focus was to become a digital organization. And it was always the goal to have more digital subscribers than print subscribers, just to adjust to consumer demand. And yes, we have more journalists now than we ever have had in the history of the Times. While other companies may be downsizing their news departments, we are not. Additionally, a huge investment in tech across the company. And in terms of, increased readership, I think, so we started to really see it 4 years ago with the election, and have continued to, especially this year with the earlier things that I mentioned, from COVID to Pulitzer Prize winning journalism. And we've definitely seen the increase in the e-commerce site as well. People really want to show their support for the New York Times, for the independent journalism, and support it. When they make a purchase, that's where their money goes. So they want to see it continue and want to wear the t-shirts and want to support us in that way. Yeah, and I don't think it's just the subscribers and the loyal customers. I think it's also people who have an interest in the Times or just discovering the Times. I mean, historically, demographically, younger people are growing up and they are looking for, true source of news and the truth, which is one of our major campaigns. But yeah, and I think they have found that in the Times, and so want to be able to stand behind that. Store that hasn't hurt us because people are obviously shifting to more online purchases. I think I mentioned this before, flexibility and adaptability, and really just rolling with the punches, and really have spent the time to refocus on our marketing for the store specifically, really putting out that message and storytelling that your purchases do support our journalism, and explaining how. And although we've all been working remotely, we've really been able to come together as a team and focus more on what we are offering, looking at what our customers want, focusing on them, and really strengthening our relationships with our partners and our suppliers during this strange and challenging time. Yeah, I can tell you what our journalists have been reporting. And I think that it's pretty well known that more people will be shopping online and or doing curbside pickup, that people who have retail presence will definitely be more challenged, especially if they don't have an established and strong e-commerce infrastructure, or did not have one. I mean, at this point, it's hard to build that up in 3 months or 2 months. But I think they'll be in a disadvantage if they don't have that part of it. And I think we've seen that with a lot of bankruptcies that have been going on over the past few months. And then every year you say, oh, the holiday seems to be starting earlier. It seems to be starting earlier. I really think this year we will see it start even earlier than normal. I'm expecting, or from what I've been reading, October even before like beginning to mid-November. So just being prepared for that and having everything in place from shipping options, logistically. I think people are, we've seen how the mail has been here in the States and it's been slow. So I think people are preparing earlier so that they'll get their stuff on time and also just they'll get what they want so quantities don't run out. So those are kind of the things that I have been reading from my colleagues and I'm expecting for this year. Well, I'll just preface this by saying, obviously, our store is not your typical e-commerce business because we work within a company where the primary mission is our journalism. But I think we still provide a very important service for our readers. Some of the advice I would give, really would be improved messaging for your customers, really keeping the lines of communication open with them, whether it's through your customer service team, messaging on the website, email updates, because that's really the most important thing in this whole infrastructure is how your customers feel at the end of the day. And just, the clearer the information, the better. And I think we also touched on shipping, which I feel is like the biggest challenge for most e-commerce sites, and really making sure you understand the logistics behind that, pricing and timing, so that you can make it a smoother experience for everybody.